Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world.
Hello, friends. So, for those of you who have been watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard civil trial, it's a lawsuit instituted by Johnny Depp against his former wife, Amber Heard, for I believe some $50 million regarding public defamation of his character, which resulted in the loss of several high-salary movie roles. Anyway, for those of you watching, this trial has certainly had some twists and turns, and to be honest, more private information was revealed than I ever wanted to see or hear. I mean, I believe that something should remain private between a husband and a wife, and, well, let's just say that something simply shouldn't be exposed for all the world to see and hear. But first, I have no side in this trial. I only watched it to really see the inner workings of the American court system, the justice system, and to see how two high-caliber teams of attorneys can work. And it's a lot like playing chess. What evidence they introduce, who objects, what the expert witnesses testify to, and so on. But what I really want to say is this. There is a common denominator in this marriage that destroyed it. There is one factor that took a marriage that started out as a good and loving marriage and little by little eroded it, decayed it, and finally viciously destroyed it. And that one factor that no one is really addressing is alcohol and drug abuse. Without the insatiable appetite for alcohol and drugs, there is a good chance that their marriage could have been an excellent one. Now, don't get me wrong, no marriage is perfect. Yes, everyone has problems early in the marriage, and marriage is about compromise, about growing together, about reconciliation. And the problems everyone does have could be worked out if you stay true to each other, if you are open for growth and development, and if there aren't toxic chemicals changing your personality, corroding your attitudes, eroding your relationship, and yes, increasing your anger, impatience, intolerance, making you defensive and offensive, touchy and irritable, and making you careless, rash and indiscreet, even insane. So you result to mental abuse, you result to emotional abuse, you result to physical abuse, and you resort to playing mind games, being vindictive, and eventually it drives you further into contempt for the one you love. And that's the nature of alcohol and drug abuse. Those are the consequences of abuse and addiction, ultimately to a point of even insanity. And so often it is all unnecessary because it was heightened, if not created, by alcohol and drug use. Now, this isn't particular to these two people. No, alcohol and drugs have destroyed both many relationships in Hollywood as well as many good people themselves. The fact is that in Hollywood, drug abuse seems to be an occupational hazard. It goes with the territory. It's a work-related problem for actors, actresses, producers, and directors, and so on. In fact, if you looked at all the actors and actresses over these last 100 years, you'd find a very high percentage of them who lost their careers, lost their relationships, and even lost their lives because of alcohol and drugs. Of course, addiction isn't specific to just Hollywood. Joseph Califano, former Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare, said that there were over 40 million people in the United States who were addicted to alcohol and drugs. And, as according to the World Health Organization, addiction is a global problem that has yet to find a solution. Addiction affects more people than cancer, than diabetes, or even heart disease, and it results in more crime, violence, accidents, and family breakups than any other reason. It is toxic to a family. It destroys love and trust and loyalty. It causes family dysfunction, and it causes a downward spiral that once caught up in the web, few families can escape. So again, if you watch this trial, you would see that there were a whole host of drugs consumed, not just alcohol or marijuana, but including cocaine, meth, narcotics, and so on. But what the trial doesn't really tell you is the extent of damage, the negative consequences that drug abuse has on people, the specific results of the drug use itself. Alcohol and drugs really do destroy good people and, yes, great relationships. Hey, be safe, be well, and again, don't let your life be controlled by alcohol and drugs. Prevention is the best practice, especially if you have a loving spouse. and may God bless you and your family.